What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another transfer update video. As you can see, I'm still out here in the forest, people, you know what I mean, representing in the colours though, as you know. But we're going to talk transfers as usual. And today, I think the question what I want to really ask the community is, do Arsenal need a plan B? Today, we're being linked with strikers. Some people saying we don't need a striker. I'm still of the belief that Arsenal could do with a different option, but it needs to be the right option, of course. And the first striker Arsenal are being linked today with is Memphis Depay from Barcelona. You know all about him. You know, it was, the massive hot prospect out of Holland. He went to Manchester United. He was a winger at that time. It didn't work out for him, as has happened for a lot of players who've gone to Manchester United. And, in the end, he left. He went to Lyon in France. He did really well over there and kind of transformed himself from a winger to a striker. And, he definitely changed his game, reinvigorated himself, if you like. And I think he became a really good player over there in France, a leader as well and a captain. Scored a number of goals, got a big money move to Barcelona in terms of wages and signing on fee. He was actually a free agent. Goes to Barcelona and then, it hasn't really worked out for him over there. And Barcelona are looking at potentially offloading him this summer because they want to sign Lewandowski. Barcelona have basically said if Lewandowski goes to Barcelona, Memphis Depay is free to leave. They have Aubameyang as well, of course. They don't need him now. They want 30 million euros for Memphis Depay. He's 28 years of age, scored 12 goals last season in 28 games. Not the most prolific, kind of like a second striker. He drops a little bit deeper. Would you take Memphis Depay at Arsenal? 30 million euros. I'm sure he'd love London. He thinks he's a bit of a rap star anyway. You might see him in a Skepta video, never mind on the pitch for Arsenal. But would you take Memphis Depay? I mean, for me, Memphis Depay, he is a bit of a wavy baller, I can't lie. I think he's a very good player. I'm not totally sure if he's the striker that we could do with. If we got him, I wouldn't be totally against it. I would rather have Jesus and Depay as our first two strikers than Jesus and Nketiah, that is for sure. But I'm just not totally sure. He doesn't score that many goals, I think, is the only problem. But 30 million euros, got 1 year left on his contract. Would you take Memphis Depay at Arsenal, people? Let me know in the comments on that one. The second striker we've been linked with today is Moussa Dembele from Lyon. Now, we've been linked with this guy a number of times over the years, and we've never signed him, of course. He scored 22 goals last season in League and Cup for Lyon, which is a very good season at any level. 20 goals plus in the league is the benchmark for any top striker. Any striker will tell you that. And he has a year left on his contract. Now, Lyon have not made Champions League. They didn't make Europa League. They didn't even make Conference League this season. So a number of their players are looking at potentially leaving now. Alexander Lacazette has just left Arsenal to go to Lyon. I think they have another striker called Akambe as well. So they've now got three strikers, a lot of competition. Dembele potentially looking at a move again, has 1 year left on his contract. And it is believed that Lyon would be willing to sell him for 20 million euros, which equates to about 16 million pounds, which in this day and age, in this market, is a very good price for a striker now. I remember him playing against Arsenal. I believe it was the Emirates Cup a few years ago, and he looked dangerous. He was big, he was strong, and I think he's not a bad plan B option for us. I'm not saying he's the striker I would necessarily go for, but for 16 million pounds in this day and age, I believe Dembele's 26. I don't think that's a bad option. Listen, he isn't the striker I would go for, but I think it is important that we have something different. I would say that Jesus and Nketiah have very similar qualities. I think Jesus is a far better player than Edu and Nketiah, but their strengths are similar types. They're small, they press from the front, they're lively, they're poachers. I think they're very similar in the qualities that they have. I would like to see a 6-foot striker or somebody with physical presence who can come on and we can do something different at the end of the game. So for me, listen, Depay and Dembele are interesting options. Depay, 30 million euros. Dembele, 20 million euros. I don't think either one would be perfect, but I do think both players would give us good options. And certainly Dembele at £16 million is very, very cheap. So let me know what I want to know from you. Would you take either of those two strikers? And if not, who would you go for? You know, we're looking for a plan B. I don't think Arsenal are looking to sign like an Osimhen that would potentially maybe even play ahead of Gabriel Jesus. They could be looking for a striker that can come in, be second choice, give us something different, and maybe be a little bit lower in the pecking order. So if you've got any names, any suggestions, throw them in the comments. Let me know regarding the two strikers. Let's talk Lucas Paqueta. I think this is going to be a name that we mention for the next week or two. The new drama series will be Lucas Paqueta FC. And reports coming out of Brazil today that Edu has spoken directly to Lucas Paqueta's agent about a move to Arsenal. And you know what? Fabrizio Romano did a report today and he said that Edu is a game changer at Arsenal. And he was kind of saying that Arsenal fans need to understand how big a difference he has made to Arsenal's transfer strategy. And I think over the last couple of years, Arsenal fans have been very critical of Edu and not really rated the job he's been doing. But Fabrizio was saying in his report that he's got us into a Brazilian market that we were very, very weak in. We didn't have great connections in that market. And now Edu, of course, I mean, listen, he signed Willian. That certainly wasn't a game changer for us. But Jesus, I think Jesus probably wouldn't have come to Arsenal if it wasn't for Edu and his relationship with Arteta as well. So as Arsenal fans, do we need to start giving Edu credit? I mean, listen, even in January, a lot of fans were critical of him for not signing a midfielder. But according to reports, he got a loan move done for Arthur from Juventus, but Arteta turned it down. A striker we didn't get. I don't know why they didn't do that. But do we have to give Edu some credit? He signed Thomas Partey, he signed Gabriel. You know, he signed Gabriel Jesus. Is he getting us into this Brazilian market in a bigger way? Now, Lucas Paqueta, we spoke about it yesterday. Lyon are looking for at least 60 million euros, no European football. Apparently, it's a dream of his to play in the Premier League. He's a very good player. I would be very happy if Arsenal signed him. Are Arsenal willing to pay? 60 million euros equates to 50 million pounds. I can't see Arsenal spending that much money on Paqueta, if I'm being honest. But if we did, I would be happy. He's a very good player, and we need very good players at Arsenal Football Club. And if he can play in that midfield role, then that would certainly help us. So keep your eyes peeled on that one, Lucas Paqueta. But Edu has had direct contact with Lucas Paqueta's agent. It also said in the same report that Edu is close with Lucas Paqueta, so he knows him well. So Edu, it could be a game-changing summer for Edu. Let's see the latest on that one, people, regarding Lucas Paqueta. Lisandro Martinez, people, this one looks to be off the list, finito, done and dusted. He looks as if he is now going to either stay at Ajax or go to Manchester United. It appears that Arsenal have dropped out of this race. They're not trying to sign him anymore. They don't want to go to the necessary heights of what this offer is going to cost to buy him. And that one looks as if it is off the list, finito. So no more Lisandro Martinez to Arsenal. And I have to admit, I never really thought we were going to sign him. It didn't seem like a signing that really, you know, felt like Arsenal needed it desperately and would pay £43 million for a centre-back in a position, left centre-back, where we have Gabriel. And the final one, people, is Bernd Leno. Now, would you believe Fulham are not willing to pay the £10 million that Arsenal want for Bernd Leno? I mean, they've just paid £10 million for Pereira from Manchester United, who's barely kicked a ball in the Premier League. And apparently they want to pay around £7 million for Bernd Leno. Now, listen, for me, I know Leno's got a year left on his deal and we need to sign him. They don't want him to run into that last year of his contract. I'll be telling Fulham, on your bike, mate, you'll get relegated if you don't sign players like this. So 10 million, take it or leave it. But Arsenal, maybe there aren't many other clubs in for him. Maybe they'll take it. But we'll have to see. A little bit cheeky from Fulham there when they've just spent 10 million on a midfielder from United that's hardly kicked a ball. But Leno, they don't want to pay the 10 million Fulham. Big up to everyone for tuning in today. Short and sharp, 10-minute video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We are less than 800 subscribers away from 50,000 subscribers. Unbelievable. And, you know, as always, I have to big up the community. Anybody that makes content, you know that when you make content, you never know how people are going to take to it. And to hit 50,000 would be unbelievable. Hit that button, like the video, comment on everything we've spoken about today, and I will see you all tomorrow, people. Bless.